Hello and a very warm welcome on behalf of MBL Seminars and myself, Paul Tobias. For those of you who may not have attended my lectures previously, a very short autobiographical note. I qualified many years ago now as a solicitor. When qualifying, took a position in local government, doing all the conveyancing for the local council. Then I took an in-house role with a property development company in the West Midlands. A bit of a baptism of fire, that one. And then decided the best route for me would be to run my own high street practice, which I did fairly successfully for many years, dealing with all sorts of commercial and residential conveyancing and other non-contentious matters. I was fortunate to be able to retire from full-time practice, and since then I've devoted time to continuing professional education, webinars, seminars, lectures, all sorts, and until relatively recently, an amount of locum and consultancy work, so I'm still aware of what it's like at the sharp end. Buildings insurance and what conveyancers should know. What can we say by way of introduction? Well, acting for clients buying and selling properties, whether they're residential or commercial, involves many investigations and searches, as you know. Sometimes overlooked can be the question of buildings insurance, which, as with every other aspect of conveyancing, incurs ever-widening pitfalls and responsibilities. We will examine some of the basic elements and the problems clients and practitioners may well come across in practice. What are the main bullet points that we're going to include? Well, we'll ask, what is buildings insurance? When does the buyer need to insure the property being purchased, and why is the buyer required to insure the property between exchange and completion? What happens to the seller's insurance? Are there any exceptions? We'll look at the standard conditions of sale and see what they say about insurance, and also the UK Finance Handbook. What do they say? The Financial Conduct Authority attitude and increasing numbers of leaseholder complaints about insurance premiums and complaints to the Financial Ombudsman. We'll look at the first tier tribunal decision, re Ian J. Estates and flats at Hollings Court Bank in Blackburn, about overcharged premiums and several other illustrative cases. What about the possible rejection of an insurance claim by the building insurers owing to the property being regarded as unoccupied? If the property is in joint names, does insurance by one party comply with the covenant to insure? And if renovation work is being carried out at the insured premises, can an insurance company refuse to pay out a claim? Bellhouse and Zurich is the case in point. And under the specific terms of the lease of part of a building, a landlord was only required to insure the premises comprised in the lease and not the rest of the building, the Prezzo and High Point estates. We'll look at the Leasehold and Freehold Reform Act of 2024 that's still largely awaiting to be fully implemented, and what it means and what may mean in the future for landlords' insurance commission. Can the leaseholder of a house arrange a buildings insurance policy other than as directed by the landlord? Commonhold and Leasehold Reform Act 2002 has something to say about that. The Building Safety Act 2022 and possible insurance ramifications therein.